Right, today we are going to do some zingy citrus nails with beautiful bling, which has been inspired by my new release, the Citrus Sparkle Mix, available on the website right now. And they're absolutely beautiful. The mix is 576 crystals, all of different sizes, shapes, colours. I'm going to use these Fimo pieces, and I'm also going to be using my TX Elite Coffin tips. They're available in packs of 600 for less than £10. And my new acrylic, I can't even talk, Alina Acrylic Wand. This is a size 10. It's super beautiful. Look, I'm mesmerised by the handle. It just like makes my eyes go all like, ooh, so pretty. Right, I'm going to cut these tips down. The coffin are triple XL in length, so you know they work for your long nail lovers, but you don't need to want long nails to have coffin nails. You can just cut the tips down, no problemo. We'll just chop them down a bit. And then we're going to get on with this design. So the acrylic I'm using the Crystal Clear from Nailmate. I'm also going to be using Utopia, which is a glitter infused acrylic. Well, it's Mylar, infused with pieces of Mylar. And I'm going to be using Perfect Pink as well, but I forgot to show you that. And basically, I haven't blended the tips, by the way, at the contact point on the nail plate, because I've got peel off base coat. So if I go and file it, obviously that's going to take off the peel off base coat and then the nails won't release. So yeah, you can buff the tips in if you want, or wipe them with some acetone so they kind of dissolve in. It's absolutely fine. And I'm just grabbing a small bead of Utopia with my size 10 brush and just nudging it into place so there's a little something, a little shimmer on the tips. Now, when I sort of look back at the nails, I do feel like they might have needed a little bit more colour behind them to make them pop, but I still love them because they're sparkly. So yeah, as you can see, I mean, I've got really tiny nails, so this brush is perfect for my nail size. And I'm just nudging it. I'm just using the very tips just to kind of nudge it into place. There are some bigger pieces in that mix. Just go with it though. It's all good. Okie dokie, so back to the thumb, and I'm going to lay small beads of clear acrylic, quite wet, and then start pressing in some of these fruit pieces. I've got some little hearts as well. I've had these for so long, I forgot I even had them. Obviously, if they're slightly bigger, I'm going to press them in with my tweezers just to curve them to the nail shape a little bit more. Or you could probably curve them beforehand by rolling them over a brush. Like if you go to the narrowest part of the brush handle, you can probably get a good curve on it. And then just tucking in little beads around there. Not only does it hold those pieces into place, but it also makes it easier for you to apply new pieces if you just work in small areas. It's a little bit cooler today, thank goodness, so the acrylic wasn't setting up too fast. I apologise if you can hear Milo woofing, but the minute anybody breathes within the vicinity of our house, he thinks he's some sort of killer guard dog when he's not. He's a Jack Russell with a spinal condition. What's he going to do? Oh, God love him. Right, so that's the thumb done. I'm going to do exactly the same on the index finger now. So in with some clear acrylic, and then let's start getting those pieces put into place. Now, as you can see, they do sit a bit proud, but if you file into them, it's not going to be a huge problem because they run like this all the way through. The design isn't just on the top, it's the whole way through. So I'd probably rather get my own like long stick of the Fimo or Fimo, whatever it is, and use a blade to chop my own really, really thin rather than buy them maybe. Anyway, I'm going to encapsulate these all now with some clear acrylic. So I've done the other nails. I thought, well, you've seen two, you probably don't need to see the other ones because it's the same on every nail. And I'm working quite wet, as you can see, just so the acrylic sort of slides in and around the pieces of fruit, just because we don't want air bubbles, we don't want bits missing. Now, it's going to look a little bit more lumpy bumpy than if you were doing, you know, a nice normal nail. Don't worry about it. It all comes out good in the end. And we just need that bit of capping on top because we're going to ombre on top of this. So there's quite a lot going on layers wise. So if you're quite new to nails, this kind of nail is the kind that could be your worst nightmare with thickness. But if you're kind of like quite experienced with ombres and encapsulation, then it's not a problem. I know the first time I encapsulated stuff like this, I was just like totally overwhelmed by the thickness. Ideally, the only reason I got away with positioning some of these pieces on the side of the nail is because the tips are really tapered. So you lose that thickness, they're nice and thin. So if you don't mind the nail going a little bit more square and a little bit less coffin, you can add them at the side. If not, I would recommend keeping them more central, just to avoid a fat nail. I'm going to go in with Perfect Pink now. I'm going to use the tip of my brush just to tuck the back of that bead down so we don't have a thick step and we've got a nice adhesion. And then I'm going to blend the top of that bead down the nail and ombre it into those pieces. Doesn't matter if they start getting covered up, that's the whole idea. And I was a bit like, the blend was a bit too even for me, so I wanted to make it a little bit more uneven and a bit more wishy-washy, because that's the whole point of ombre, right? So I just added a slightly wetter bead there. Again, use the tip of my brush just to press out the back of that bead so we don't get a big step up, and then just blend the front of that bead down. Nice and easy. And then I just turned my nail and blended it back a little bit as well before it set. It wasn't as warm as it has been, thank goodness, so the acrylic was a lot easier to work with. And then I'm going to apply my cuticle bead. So we'll pop that on, nice and quickly tucking it in with the brush, let it glide around, tuck it in, and then just blend it into that first bead. So tip of the brush to tuck, middle to move, blending that bead in, and you've got your ombre. Now you've just got to wait for it to set and then you can encapsulate it. You must always encapsulate the blend area because you don't want to file that off. So I'll show you that on another nail. Obviously you can see where I've got bits of gel and stuff and peel off base coat on there, so don't be alarmed if it looks a bit gnarly. It's just, yeah, I use a peel off base coat so that I can do plenty of designs and not ruin my nails. So again, first bead on, ombreing that down over the fruit pieces. Really, really easy to do. And then we'll get the next bead, pop it into place. Use the tip of my brush to kind of guide it. tilting the finger down makes it a lot easier, and then just blend the top of that bead into the beginning of the other bead, and you're done. You've done an ombre. I do have a course on ombres. I have loads of courses. I should tell you, I have loads of courses. Some are accredited, so I've got beginners training in acrylic and hard gel. So if that's something you're interested in, you want to gain accredited qualifications so that you can obviously access professional products, gain professional insurance, things like that, then do pop over to the website. It's an online course at the moment, and that's been because, you know, COVID has had so many restrictions in place. I just wasn't prepared to go ahead and start booking massive group courses yet. So it's still all online, but you've got my one-to-one support, and I can guide you through the course, and it's all in bite-sized chunks. I've also got skill building courses in things like ombre or shaping, filing, sculpting, crystal artwork, planning and things like that. So yeah, and smile lines. I forget. Pop onto my website, it's all on there. I've got 2 training tabs. One is the original training tab, one is the updated. The updated are the online beginners courses and my new courses that are popping up on Udemy. So just keep flicking through it all. So now I'm encapsulating that blend, as I mentioned earlier, because we don't want to file off the ombre. And also I just need to level out the tip of the nail where we've got obviously the fruit pieces and the acrylics dipped in between them. So now it's time to like level it all out, ready for finish filing. So I'm walking that bead. So working with the acrylic a little bit drier than before, because we've already got it in and around the pieces of Fimo. Now we need to just build that shape up. So the bead needs to be a little bit firmer. Now I can see there's little areas at the side where it's gone in and around the fruit pieces, but it's left little dents. So we're going to go in now, and now's the time to sort of fill those in. Nice and quickly, no problem at all. And then we'll let them set up. I'll show you the index finger as well. So again, I'm going to cap that blend. I should mention, like, as well, I know I've already mentioned it, but I'll just sort of go over it again. If the cuticle areas look different, it's because I'm using a peel off base coat. So the more I work on the nails, they will start to lift off a little bit. So they might look a bit gnarly, but it's just so that I can crack on and do lots of sets for you and not have to keep soaking my nails in acetone, because that's not good for them. So walking that bead down again. It's going to be thicker in some areas, don't worry about that, that'll all be sorted when you're filing. It's just because some of the Fimo pieces were a little bit thicker than I wanted. And I'm just putting the final bead on the tip, which you can't really see. Now they're all filed into shape as if by magic, and you can see where some of the cuticles are starting to lift up. So now we're going to get the Citrus Sparkle mix. It's on the website now. It's a mixture of orange ABs, light green, and lovely, beautiful lemon yellow. And there's some AB shapes in there as well. And their sizes go from SS3 to SS16. So it's a really good selection. And I'm going to use some builder gel and just tuck it in around the cuticle area. I'm always inclined to do cuticle cuffs with crystals when I'm using a peel off base coat, because I can't stand the cuticles looking all minging. And don't mind the scratches on my arm, it's our kitten Luke. He's been named Luke. He's a little devil, but so cute. And also while I'm here, I've had loads of people messaging me and commenting about the vlogs. I'm sorry we haven't had any vlogs. I still have one to edit and upload from weeks ago. I couldn't cope with the workload, to be honest. On top of teaching the courses, running the business, filming for content, and managing all that, as well as being a mum and an accountant for myself, and all the other things we have to do. I just couldn't keep up with the workload. Oh my God, I love this mix. Oh, it's so beautiful. Obviously, you don't need to use these crystals all together in the same mix. The whole point of me producing these mix packs is so that you're able to buy a huge selection of colours and shapes at a really budget-friendly price. but not compromise on quality. And you know that if I'm retailing them, I'm not putting any crap out there. For those of you who don't know, my background was actually working with Swarovski, and I was an educator for them. So yeah, it's been a big journey finding the quality that we wanted and something that we're happy to have and put our name against. And now we have Alina. It's amazing, and I'm happy. Sorry, I'm excited at the moment. I know I sound tired because I am, but I'm absolutely buzzing. So all I'm going to do now is kind of like mix up the order I put them in. I wanted these to be random. I wanted them to look like sweeties and zingy and tasty, like you kind of want to lick the nails, because this mix is all about summer, bling, fruity lollies, fruity sweeties, bits of fruit, ice cubes that are fruit coloured, all those delicious, yummy, citrusy, gorgeous things. And I feel like I've got it. I feel like it's there. Oh my goodness. Do me a favour, would you please? If you're on Instagram, would you pop on and search for @Alina Crystals? Because I've decided to give Alina Crystals its own Instagram page where I can post everybody's work. I've connected it to my main page so that your work will get featured on there as well. But I really wanted Alina Crystals to be its own thing and have its own Instagram page where I can have a themed grid, and it's just, I want to feature everyone's work. I'm so excited. So I've only just literally yesterday started this page. So if you could pop along and be my Instagram friend, I'd be ever so grateful. Eek. So, as if by magic, I've pulled all the blimming crystals out because I was sifting through them, and I've got them all on, and I'm going to top coat now. Now I've calmed myself down. So I'm just using Madam Glam's No Wipe top coat. Now remember, don't go over the crystals, and if you do need help with crystal placement or things like that, I've got a level 1 and level 2 course, and they're only £15, so do pop on the website and have a look. All the skill building courses are very good value for money. Well, the acrylic and hard gel beginners course are less than £100. And the whole reason for that is because I just figured everyone's had such a rubbish time with COVID. Some people are really in need of a new career and they don't have the money anymore to pay for extortionate training. I can deliver the same quality of training for less money. So that's what I'm going to do, basically. It doesn't impact the quality of the training at all. It's just that I am able to deliver it through an amazing training site. So why not? Why not help people out? And it's been very successful so far. I do have an Instagram called Southwest Nail Training where I try and post student work, but I'm always forgetting to do it. So we're starting it now. We've kind of pulled our socks up with that. That's what I mean when I say I'm doing so many things that I don't know me arse from me elbow, as my mum would say. Oh, look at this pretty pieces. I kind of want to eat the nail. Actually, do you know what? It looks almost a bit like an icy drink with little bits in there, doesn't it? Little bits of fruit in there. Now with this big bling design where I just got completely carried away, I didn't plan it, I just got a little bit carried away. I'm going to do the whole top coat with a detailer brush because I just don't want to chance getting the gel over the crystals and ruining them. Oh no, I went around the sides with the big brush. That was brave, wasn't it? So I did the very side bit with the big brush, but I go around all the crystals with the detailer because I'm not putting that big brush anywhere near that big design, like around the cuticle area. I thought I did the whole thing with the detailer brush. I don't know why. I only did them like 4 hours ago, so that just proves how tired I am. I don't even know what I'm doing. Who am I? Oh, some of you might be getting little pictures in with your orders. If you don't like it, I apologise, but Oliver is off school holidays. He's helping in the office, and because I obviously write a little message on every invoice if I'm packing, then he wants to do the same because he's helping Mummy. And his writing's not very good, so he wants to draw pictures of cats and dogs instead. So some of you may well get a picture of a cat or a dog, and you may well get a little Oliver written on there. There we have the finished set. I really, really hope you've liked these and that you're feeling fruity. Check out all the products used in the video in my description box, and I'll see you in my next one. Tally bye!